One of the greatest mysteries in Monster Hunter definitely has to be the Equal Dragon weapon, especially during the, well, Dragon War itself. What was it like? How unstoppable was it? And again, why was this their greatest weapon? What made it stand out? But today we're going to answer all of those questions and kind of give it a little bit of a power scale, if you will. So without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment down below, like and subscribe and share with your friends. And let's begin. Now, the Equal Black Dragon, or sorry, I keep saying Black Dragon, I'm sorry, but the Equal Dragon weapon is actually a pretty interesting. You see, this weapon was actually confirmed to be made of 30 mature dragons, all fused and molded together, with firepower and strength that were basically able to rival any Elder Dragon. Keep in mind, this was in the old world itself, so we're going to be doing some speculation on the Elder Dragons they could have used to, well, create it. However, there are two Elder Dragons we're going to immediately cut out. Nergigante and Namiel. The reason why is because Nergigante was barely even seen in the old world. Like, he was extremely rare. Like, they didn't even know he existed at that point. And Namiel was never discovered until the New World, despite the fact that it was a deep sea dwelling Elder Dragon. Keep in mind, they found Nakarkos and Cadeus before this one was ever discovered. So with that being said, Nergigante is immediately off the list because, again, rarely seen, probably wasn't even, more than likely wasn't even hunted back then. And the same can be said for Namiel. All right, this is the Elder Dragon that just appeared in the New World, but yet again should be an Old World Elder Dragon as well, considering how rare it or barely hidden it was. But the Elder Dragons they more than likely did use were the likes of Dalmador. Pretty simple explanation why. I mean, once a Dalmador is killed, you have a lot of material to pretty much work with at that point. The next Elder Dragon, I believe, as well, would definitely be Gog Mazios. I mean, same reason here. Plus, this guy was known as a Kingdom Destroyer anyway, so I don't see a reason why they wouldn't use it, part of the Equal Dragon weapon. Next off, we have Lao Shang Lung. Now, considering the fact that there are apparently some Wyverians that were strong enough to like kill this creature in like one-on-one combat, yeah, they were definitely added. Then we have Jen and Darmaron also being added here, but I think the more ironic part about this here is the fact that we have to consider that each and every Elder Dragon is mature, fully grown, robust, healthy individuals that were all slain by the Dragon Hunters. Now, if you guys don't know who the Dragon Hunters are, the Dragon Hunters are basically our ancestors. So, the Monster Hunter, or our hunter, if you will, is literally derived from a lineage of beings who likely hunted elder dragons consistently. Like, your first hunt was an elder dragon. So that means they were on demon time back then. They were just straight up black air forces. But obviously, as you guys can see here, there are other elder dragons I do believe they were used. Amatsu, Valstrax, Teostra, and Lunastra, as Lunastra was always, Teostra's mate. So I don't think it would be wrong to say that she was also in the New World. Shagaru Magala was also likely used. Yamatsu Kuri also used. And it's very possible some frontier Elder Dragons as well, like Mordu, or, online Elder Dragons, and some frontier ones as well, like Haru and Mordu. So all of these Elder Dragons were likely used, fused, and, well, just smacked all together. Keep in mind that means that the Wyverians, or the people who created this, had to infuse bones, blood, tissue. Keep in mind the Equal Dragon weapon worked perfectly despite all this DNA. Essentially, it's the OG Indominus Rex, but an Elder Dragon Indominus Rex that was utilized perfectly. And I find it interesting that all these Elder Dragons are basically the science and technological advancement in Monster Hunter, which I've been saying for years, is vastly advanced. I mean, Zoshi and the Guardians are just one aspect of it. Artificial life forms that can create it. Ultron would be jealous that they don't need this kind of technology in order to create life. They do it with natural resources and bend it to their will or bend it to how they need it. And again, yeah, they do some technology. There are some parts to it. But again, you guys have to understand here, they're making it their own thing. They're making it work. They're making it thrive even. And I think one of the more interesting parts about it is the Equal Dragon weapon is capable of physically beating these Elder Dragons. And I would also like to say there are also likely Elder Dragon level monsters in it. Even some Elder Dragon level variants like Soul Seer, Elder Frost, Bolt Reaver, Hellblade, Abyssal. Let's see here. Who else am I thinking? Brute or Molten Tiger-X, or maybe even both here. Dread King, Dread Queen. And it's very possible that maybe, while Bloodbath is definitely special, it's very possible there are other versions of him in Monster Hunter. And if we use, Frontier as well, then obviously Espinas and a large majority of the Elder Dragon level monsters in that region. So Deviljho, Rajang, Espinas, and I would probably say Bazelgeuse, because again, Bazelgeuse was probably a bit tricky back in the old world. And again, they never really got a good look at him until the new world. So Bazelgeuse is kind of a maybe, right? But all these monsters being infused into one being makes me wonder, what Elder Dragons were they fighting back then? Because something this powerful, like the Equal Dragon weapon, would straight up box and beat up any of the Elder Dragons I just named, including Dalmador. I hate to say it, but yes, he would beat up Dalmador. Because again, it has all of their strengths and all their firepower combined into one. As a matter of fact, let's talk about that here. What was this thing launching out? Because there's no way that it was launching out just a regular beam of fire. You have Dalmador's Star Breath, Gog Mazio's Superheated Fire, Kushala Daora's Tornadoes, Camilius's Poison, Teostra and Lunostra's Flames combined, along with some of the other Elder Dragons that have high pressure wind manipulation. Amatsu has multiple elemental manipulations as well. And keep in mind, this would likely be one of the strongest attacks in Monster Hunter. And the funny thing about it is that nothing would be able to stop this, like at all. It's also possible, considering all Elder Dragons would basically have some trace amounts of it, Dragon Element would also be in the Equal Dragon weapon. And again, keep in mind that, yeah, I do think this thing could likely take down and even kill a Dalmador or a Laviente or even a Zora Magdaros, okay? And keep in mind, size is rarely a matter in Monster Hunter. We see monsters that are lesser in size and lesser in weight still be able to have the capabilities of taking down monsters much larger and heavier than they are. For example, Odogaron is still capable of biting through the shells of Glavenus and Brachydios. Some of the most durable monsters that have some of the hardest armor shells ever. Even a Zor Rathalos buckles at its bite. And that thing has a heavier and much more thicker shell than a regular Rathalos. There's also Xeno'jiiva, who was using pheromones to draw in multiple Elder Dragons and multiple Dalmadors as well, and then were killing them by zapping them of their energy like a vampiric sponge. Just straight up luring them in and luring them in and just draining them like that. I know, absolutely crazy that such a small creature can do such a thing. But again, these are Elder Dragons. We don't know what kind of powers they would actually have, right? But this does mean that the Equal Dragon weapon would have had some of the most dangerous abilities of all time. And combining, things like Dumbledore's Fire Breath, Gog Mazios' Oil, Kushala Daora, and Amatsu's combined Wind Force. And then you have Chameleos' Poison, Teostra and Lunastra's conjoined flame explosions and stuff like that there. Then if you add, other Elder Dragons or other Elder Dragons monsters, you have a Cantor's Black Flame and Eucalyptus's and Elder Frost's ice abilities. And again, we can't see how the Equal Dragon weapon may even have trace amounts of dragon element from Zoshia. Now, most people do like to say that Zoshia is a black dragon because of how, it's got black scales beneath it. But the thing is, though, I don't think this is kind of the case. No, I do think this is Zoshia, with just out the wyvern milk covering it. Do I think it is containing some dragon parts? Yes, I would not say that. I would not say it's not. But a black dragon itself, it's a little bit hard to believe for at the moment. But again, I do think Zoshia was definitely made to counteract some type of dragon. But again, like I was saying here earlier, when it comes to the hacks and abilities, the Equal Dragon weapon would likely have a good amount of dragon energy or dragon element. So this means this dude would basically be shooting out dragon element, but with a combination of all these attacks and abilities. Meaning that when this thing opens its mouth, inhales, and breathes the greatest fire of all time, it's going to hit you with literal incineration, literal death itself, literal annihilation incarnate. And there would be nothing any of us could do to really stop it. I mean, a creature like this is just vastly more powerful, vastly too durable even to likely be messed with as well. The amount of dragon element it likely has, and it can be lesser. We never really know. But considering the fact that most of the elder dragons like Kushala Daora, Chameleos, and even Teostra have small trace amounts of dragon element, I don't see any reason why that the Equal Dragon weapon wouldn't have these as well. So overall, how strong do I think the Equal Dragon weapon is? But you know what? Hold on. Before we really get into that, you might be asking, Legendary, do you think the Equal Dragon weapon could beat Fatalis? And I'm going to say this. It is very possible that it could. See, we don't know what happened during the Great Dragon War. We don't know if Fatalis was fully a part of it or if he came years after the Equal Dragon weapon was, put out of commission. And again, we also know that the Equal Dragon weapon was capable of defeating even the strongest of Elder Dragons. But keep in mind, Black Dragons and Elder Dragons are vastly different on an ecological spectrum. We're talking about beings that could destroy the world, moons, stars, quite casually, and even going higher with other forms of, lore-based scaling and stuff like that. But believe it or not, I do think it is possible for the Equal Dragon weapon to match Fatalis, but it is going to need a tide turner. And in all honesty, I think that may even be our hunter, And I do think the reason why our hunter is able to beat Fatalis is because of not only that experience, but because of its lineage. We're made to hunt dragons. We're made to hunt the elder dragons in general. Like, we were literally born different, not built different. We were born differently. Our hunter was born for this, literally molded for this. And the Equal Dragon weapon was made for this. I believe it can definitely take down Fatalis. I think it could definitely do it, probably with some high difficulty, and maybe a double death diff with the Equal Black Dragon or the Equal Dragon weapon standing. But overall, that's going to do it for today, you guys. Please comment down below, Like and subscribe and share with your friends. And let me know what you guys think about the Equal Dragon weapon. Peace.